Hi, today I'm going to talk about the select command in R. So oftentimes you want to select variables for data analysis, and there are three main ways I like to use the select command. The first main way I like to use the select command is to select the columns that I want for analysis. The next way I use select command is to reorder columns into specific order types. And the third way I like to use the select command is with select helpers, which really helps when you have a lot of variables in your analysis and you want to use the select command to focus on different variables. So I'm going to use the Reorder package today and the tidyverse package, and I'm going to be working with this data set for New Orleans crime rate. And this is what the data set looks like. So you have different call types, the address of the crime, and the time created, and location, and a zip code and the address. So the first way is usually select columns you want for analysis. So here's an example. I'm going to use the select command. I want to grab the first 5 columns. And then let's say I want to grab everything but the priority code. So I'm going to use the negative in front of the variable. So I'm just going to grab everything but priority. And let's say I just want to grab that type of call, the address, and the location. So I'm just going to grab those 3 variables. So the next way I usually use select command is to reorder my columns. Let's say I'm only interested in the time that the order came in and what time they arrived and the address. So I'm going to grab these 3 columns. And then here's an example of a helper. I'm going to grab the same 3 columns, but then I want to grab everything else. So I can use this command called everything. And that kind of leads into select helpers. So if I do a question mark and select helpers, so some of these are select helpers. They got starts with, ends with, contains. And I'm going to go over some of these. Those are the 3 main ones I really use. So let's say I want to grab all columns that start with a certain word. So I'm going to grab columns that start with type. So I'm going to go select and then starts with. And that's going to grab everything that starts with the type of column. And let's say I want to grab everything but not the type. So I'm going to use the negative in front of there. That one didn't work. So I forgot to put the data frame in front of here. So that's why this one didn't work. Don't forget that. And then let's say I want to grab variables that contain a phrase or a word. So I'm going to use the same thing, but I'm going to use contains, and I'm going to get the map. And let's say I want to use ends with. So I want the variables that end with type. And let's say I only want certain columns. So this is a list of columns basically that I want to grab. So I can use the helper function one of just to grab those columns, it's pretty useful. And it's going to grab just those columns I want. So I hope you enjoyed this really quick video on how to use select. It's very powerful. And I also recommend learning the select helpers. They're really useful if you have a really wide data frame with a lot of columns. You can use some of those to kind of drill in on specific columns you want. Thank you.